And I'm one of the success stories that I didn't feel, sit on the couch and be a couch potato and complain about the government. I go and help. And the same as being a student rep and so forth. I want to volunteer because I don't have no money to help, but I have me. And that's what I able to do, to come back from all people that helped me over the years. And I'm going to continue to do that because helping is showing the social worker and everybody that I am not going to fall in those traps. And when people go fall in those traps, they can't usually get out until it's too late and one day to dawn, I should help. That's the thing. And as for Artie mentioned about those hospitals and this and that, the government actually wasted a lot of money on stupid things. We could take that money and help the poor, get housing, getting people like me with operation and things like that. It's just like, it seems, we have the money, but it's just like we make unsensible decisions with it. On this government and other government. Many times I listen to the news and some funding for some stoning or some tree fog of some place. Like, why, we waste money. Why you want to study toilets in a foreign land? That money should go to help for health care. That money should go help for the homeless. And, that's the thing. It's just like we have the money. And the government, the way I understand the government work, they give the money, they help the poor, to get the economy going, keep the bad guys away, and make us safe. And they say, I have a book, a government book, about textbook, and it says about the same thing happened 40 years ago, what you've been through already. And we wasted in the last 40 years in studies and so forth, that we already have the information about the poor and all these people here ready. We have to update. That's a waste of money. Another study, if we turn this into a wonderful, beautiful thing, I'm for it. But every time we have a study and something, do nothing, that's a waste of money. That should be coming to us to help our programs, to help everybody. So that's the thing. There is a problem there. It's us as the human and our pre-government. And thank you, and I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much for those comments.
Hi, my name's Osmond. I'm with Yukon Housing. We've heard a lot about housing here.
I like the colors.
And I just wanted to say two things, and so that hope you can share my observations here. And one is that housing is a continuum. And then when somebody builds a $500,000 house, they usually move out of a $350,000 house into that house. And then somebody moves out of a $220,000 condo into that house. Somebody moves out of a $1,000 a month rental accommodation into the condo. Somebody moves into the rental accommodation that's been vacated. It's a continuum. So it's in everybody's interest that we view the housing thing as improving the overall quality and availability of all kinds of housing because it's a system. The other thing I just wanted to mention is just besides the fact we're working as hard as we can to get housing built. I tell you, we're spending close to $60 million, okay, in getting some great housing built, super green energy efficiency housing. It's just a drop in the bucket because that $60 million hardly gets the people off of our social housing waiting list. So it's a very, very costly, expensive initiative. It's bigger than the Yukon Housing Corporation could do on its own. This involves everybody, including people around here, to think about how we can do this better. We've got a proposal out for NGOs to come forward and bring us ideas for housing. We'd love to see it. So it's a huge, huge problem. It's bigger than just Yukon Housing Corporation. Private sector needs to be involved. The NGOs need to be involved. But I agree, it's a big issue. We see it. Probably we know more about it than I didn't even want to tell you about. But and maybe it's not going to get better in the short term. Maybe it's going to get worse. I don't know. We have to wait and see. The other thing I just want to mention is observation of what we see, and Patricia here sees it every day, is that we talked about people in the justice system, people who have special needs, people with fetal alcohol syndrome issues. We can't lose sight, if we're talking about social inclusion, about a lot of our clients, because we have about 25% of our clients in social housing are on social assistance. 75% of our clients are not on social assistance. A good number of those people have jobs. But even with those jobs, they can't pay normal rent. And what I'm getting at here is there's a huge number of the working poor who don't have an advocate. They're not in the system. They're just trying to carry on with their lives. They've got families, and they can't make it, okay? So without assistance from us. But there's a huge number of working poor people that we have in the social inclusion approach, because they're just a little ways away from being on social assistance or for some other level of government assistance. So I'd just like to ask everybody not to forget about that group. Thanks.
Kurt?
Oh, it's not on?
There you go.
Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to speak?
Not to speak loud.
Oh no, this text's quick. Thanks. Speedy. What a great segue I wanted to say, Dale. First of all, just to throw a couple of more stats by people so that you get a sense of what Dale's talking about. I was so pleased to hear the Senator talk this morning about what they're doing in Calgary. Dermot Baldwin, who's the executive director of the drop-in center there, is a very good friend of mine. And he always used to talk, Dale, about the fact that there was on a continual basis about 2,000 working homeless that were staying in the shelter in Calgary every night. And but the real piece is that, and I promised I was going to say this before the end of the day, we're preaching to the choir in here for sure. I think that people are here because they want to be here, because we believe in what's going on. The real challenge is having the courage to go out there and take on that vocal few who will phone the Premier and phone their MLA and scream at them through the telephone about wasting their tax dollar on that lazy bum that just needs to pick his shorts up and go do something, because that's what he did. We need to have the courage to stand up to those folks and be able to say, you know what, we got to try something different. We've got to get out of that rut, and whatever it takes to do that, we need to move it forward. That's real courage. Having said that, the real great segue, Dale, is that, and Rick, when you when you mentioned about having the business community take the lead on this, I have to think that you're living in another world, but that's okay. Because we've found that voluntary compliance, which is what this country works on, is sometimes very, very difficult.